If we're living in a simulation, it's possible that time is a construct created by the simulation itself. Let's dive deeper into this mysterious topic. This amazing journey intertwines advancements in computer science, psychology, and artificial intelligence. So, let's get started with the key milestones. First up, in the 1950s, the concept of using computers for pattern recognition began to take shape. In 1950, Alan Turing proposed the Turing test, which indirectly influenced thoughts on machine perception and recognition. Moving on to the 1960s, Woody Bledsoe, a pioneer in computer vision, conducted some of the first experiments in face recognition. His work laid the foundation for the field we know today. In the 1970s, the field of artificial intelligence was born and face recognition technology started to take off. Researchers began to explore the possibilities of using computers to recognize human faces. Fast forward to the 1990s, and we saw a significant leap in face recognition technology. With the rise of the Internet and the development of the World Wide Web, face recognition technology became more accessible and advanced. Brain-machine interfaces, also known as brain-computer interface systems, establish direct communication pathways between our brains and external devices, and their history spans several decades. So, let's take a journey through time and explore the early foundations of this remarkable technology. We're starting in the 1950s and 1960s, where the initial concepts of brain signals and their potential for controlling external devices were first explored. These experiments focused on animal brains, paving the way for future research and development. Fast forward to the 1970s, and we see the first successful human brain-computer interface. This groundbreaking milestone opened up a whole new world of possibilities for human-machine interaction. In the 1980s, we witnessed the emergence of neuroprosthetics, which allowed for the direct control of robotic limbs using brain signals. This was a significant step forward in the field of neuroscience and engineering. And finally, in the 1990s, we saw the advent of the first fully implanted brain-computer interface, further solidifying the potential of this technology. Did you know that these vision aids have been around for centuries, evolving from rudimentary tools to modern optical marvels? Let's take a quick trip down memory lane and explore the history of prescription glasses. In the ancient and medieval periods, vision aids were quite simple. In ancient Egypt and Rome, people used magnifying glasses made from polished crystal or glass to enhance their vision. The Roman philosopher Seneca is said to have used a glass globe filled with water to help him read. As time went on, these early vision aids became more sophisticated. In the 13th century, the first known eyeglasses were created in Italy. These early glasses were made of wood, leather, and glass, and they were held in place by a chain around the neck. Over the centuries, eyeglasses continued to evolve, with lenses becoming thinner and more advanced. By the 18th century, spectacles were made of metal and were held in place by temples that rested on the nose. Today, prescription glasses are made of a variety of materials and come in a wide range of styles and designs. They're a vital tool for millions of people around the world who suffer from vision problems. That's it for our brief history lesson on prescription glasses. Did you know that there are various accessibility innovations that have made it possible for visually impaired users to interact with smartphones? One such innovation is screen readers, like Apple's VoiceOver and Android's TalkBack, which provide audio feedback, allowing users to interact with their smartphones. Another innovation is Braille displays, which can be connected to smartphones, allowing users to read text in Braille format. Additionally, Braille keyboards have been developed, enabling input via Braille, further enhancing accessibility for visually impaired users. So, the next time you're using your smartphone, remember that these innovative technologies are making a real difference in the lives of visually impaired users. Did you know that Braille is a story of innovation and determination? It all started with early attempts at tactile reading systems, which were developed by visionary figures like Valentin Haïm. Haïm, a French educator known as the father of the blind, founded the first school for the blind in Paris in 1784. One of his early systems was a raised dot alphabet, which he created in 1788. While this system had some limitations, it paved the way for further innovations. So, there you have it. The history of Braille is a testament to the power of innovation and determination. It's a system that has empowered visually impaired individuals to read and write, and it's a testament to the incredible impact that one person's vision can have on the world. The history of Russia begins specifically in the Kievan Rus period from the 9th to 13th centuries. The story begins with the Eastern Slavs, who settled in the region that is now Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. This marked the start of the earliest history of Russia. Kievan Rus, founded in 882 by the Varangian Viking Prince Oleg of Novgorod, was a significant turning point. Oleg captured the city of Kiev and established it as the capital, ushering in a new era of power and cultural richness. Kievan Rus became a mighty and culturally vibrant state, embracing Orthodox Christianity and even minting its own coins. It was a time of greatness, with the city of Kiev becoming a center of trade and culture. Also known as Mercury in Roman mythology, is a multifaceted god. He's the messenger of the gods, a guide for souls to the underworld, and a god associated with trade, thieves, and travel. Let's take a closer look at the history and mythology of Hermes. Hermes was born on Mount Selene in Arcadia, the son of Zeus, the king of the gods, and Maia, one of the Pleiades and the daughter of the Titan Atlas. He was a swift and clever god, known for his mischievous pranks and his ability to outsmart even the gods themselves. Hermes was also the patron god of travelers, merchants, and thieves. He was the protector of herds and flocks and was often depicted with a herald's staff, winged sandals, and a traveler's hat. Did you know that these clubs date back to the 19th century, when the scientific study of minerals and geology began to gain widespread interest? Let's take a closer look at the key points in the development of mineralogical clubs. First, let's talk about the early foundations of mineralogical clubs. In the 18th and early 19th century, the study of minerals was primarily conducted by academics and naturalists. Key figures like Abraham Gottlob Werner, a German geologist, laid the groundwork for mineralogy as a scientific discipline. Now, let's move on to the Geological Society, founded in 1807. This society was instrumental in promoting the study of geology and minerals. In 1835, the Geological Society of London was established, and in 1858, the Geological Society of America was formed. These organizations played a crucial role in advancing the field of mineralogy. The Temple of Edwin. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, wait, what's that? Well, let me tell you, it's a bit of a mystery. The Temple of Edwin, sometimes spelled Edwin or Idun, is not a widely known or historically documented structure in mainstream historical records. However, there might be a few possibilities. 1. Local or lesser-known historical site. The Temple of Edwin could be a local historical or religious site that hasn't been widely studied or documented in mainstream historical literature. Many such sites exist around the world, known primarily within their local communities or to specialized researchers. 2. Mythical or legendary site. It's also possible that the Temple of Edwin is a mythical or legendary site, passed down through oral tradition or folk tales. This could explain its lack of historical documentation. 3. Misidentification or misinterpretation. It's possible that the Temple of Edwin is actually another, more well-known site that has been misidentified or misinterpreted over time. So, there you have it. The Temple of Edwin is a fascinating mystery that has yet to be fully uncovered. Did you know that these two elements have a unique connection, primarily in the context of magnetism and geology? Let's explore some key points about this relationship. First up, let's talk about natural magnetism in stones. One of the most well-known magnetic stones is lodestone, a naturally magnetized piece of the mineral magnetite. Lodestone has been known since ancient times and was even used to make early compasses. Next, let's discuss magnetite. Magnetite phos is a common iron oxide mineral found in many types of rocks. It is the most magnetic mineral on Earth, and its magnetic properties are often used in various applications, such as in magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) machines. So, there you have it. A brief overview of the intriguing relationship between stones and magnets.
What if marriage were to take place in a simulation? It's a fascinating concept, and it could differ significantly from marriage in the physical world, depending on the nature and design of the simulated environment. So, let's explore some aspects to consider. First up, let's talk about customizable realities. In a simulation, the experience of marriage could be tailored to the preferences and desires of the individuals involved. Couples might choose the environment, cultural norms, and even the dynamics of their relationship. It's like having a personalized wedding planner, but on a whole new level. Next, let's consider the tailored experiences. In a simulation, the marriage experience could be customized to the individual's preferences. This could mean choosing the environment, cultural norms, and even the dynamics of the relationship. It's like having a personalized wedding planner, but on a whole new level. So, what do you think? Is this a future we'd want to see? Let us know in the comments below.
In a relationship simulation, the algorithms behind the scenes might just be the secret ingredient that shapes the dynamics between you and your partner. These algorithms could be subtly guiding your interactions, making sure everything runs smoothly and harmoniously. But here's the interesting part. They might also be introducing challenges and obstacles into your relationship. Why? Well, because it's through these challenges that we often grow the most. So, remember, the algorithms might be working behind the scenes to help you both grow and thrive in your relationship. Are we the only civilization in the universe? This question has been pondered by countless minds throughout history, and as of now, there is no definitive answer. However, there are several perspectives and ongoing research efforts aimed at addressing this question. First, let's consider the current scientific understanding. The lack of direct evidence is a major factor. We haven't yet detected any signals, artifacts, or signs of extraterrestrial civilizations. This leads to the Fermi paradox, which poses the question, if there are so many planets and stars in the universe, why haven't we encountered any signs of life? Now, let's explore some of the ongoing research efforts. The Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence SETI is a global network of scientists and researchers who are dedicated to finding evidence of extraterrestrial life. They use a variety of techniques, from radio telescopes to optical telescopes, to search for signs of life beyond our planet. So, are we alone in the universe? The answer is still unknown. But the quest to find out is an exciting and fascinating journey that continues to captivate our imaginations. Let's start with two key players, Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt. Mesopotamia, located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, was a melting pot of cultures. Its people were known for their innovative irrigation systems, which allowed for the growth of diverse crops and the emergence of complex societies. The region's history is marked by the assimilation of various cultures, including the Sumerians, Akkadians, and Babylonians. Ancient Egypt, on the other hand, was a more homogeneous society with a strong sense of national identity. However, even in this context, we see assimilation at work. The Egyptians adopted the use of hieroglyphs from the Nubians, and the pharaohs often married into other royal families to solidify alliances. So, there you have it. Assimilation has been a part of human history since ancient times, shaping cultures and societies in fascinating ways.
What if our reality is a simulation? Now, let's explore the concept of praying in this hypothetical scenario. Imagine if our reality is a simulation, and we're living in a digital world created by a higher power or a programmer. In this case, praying takes on a whole new meaning. Instead of communicating with a divine being, we're now connecting with the creator or the programmer of our simulated reality. This concept raises some intriguing philosophical, psychological, and existential questions. It challenges our understanding of the universe and our place in it. It also highlights the potential for a higher power or a programmer to be influencing our lives in ways we may not have considered before. So, what do you think? Is our reality a simulation? How might this change the way we view the act of praying? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What if we're living in a simulation? Now, this is a topic that's been debated for years, and there are a lot of theories out there. But today, we're going to focus on the possibilities, quantum computation and artificial superintelligence. First up, let's talk about quantum computation. Imagine a world where a quantum computer is running the simulation. These computers use qubits, which can exist in multiple states at once, and quantum entanglement, where the particles can be connected even when separated by vast distances. This would allow the simulation to handle the immense complexity required to simulate an entire universe. Now, let's consider the idea of artificial superintelligence. A highly advanced AI could be managing the simulation, optimizing resources, and generating realities. This would mean that our universe is just one of many, and we're living in a simulation within a simulation. So, what do you think? Is it possible that we're living in a simulation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What if we were living in a simulation? That's right. What if our entire reality is just a computer program? Well, let's explore this idea a bit further. Now, hypothetically speaking, if the programmers of a simulation chose not to tell the inhabitants that they are in a simulation, there could be several reasons for this decision. These reasons could range from practical concerns to ethical considerations, and even to the goals of the simulation itself. Firstly, maintaining the integrity of the simulation is crucial. The programmers might not want to disrupt the natural flow of events by revealing the truth. They might be observing our behavior or running a simulation for a specific purpose, and revealing the truth could skew their results. Secondly, ethical considerations could play a role. The programmers might not want to cause confusion or distress by revealing the truth. They might be concerned about the potential consequences of such a revelation. Lastly, the goals of the simulation itself could be a factor. The programmers might have specific objectives for the simulation, and revealing the truth could interfere with those objectives. So, there you have it. A glimpse into the fascinating world of simulations and their potential implications. In a simulated reality, predictive programming would take on a slightly different interpretation than in the real world. Here, it would imply that elements within the simulation, such as media, events, or cultural symbols, are deliberately placed or manipulated by the creators or controllers of the simulation to prepare the inhabitants us, the simulated beings for future events or changes within that simulated environment. For example, a media campaign might be launched to promote a new technology that's about to be introduced into the simulation, or an event might be staged to test the reaction of the inhabitants to a potential crisis. This concept of predictive programming in a simulated reality is a fascinating one, and it raises some thought-provoking questions about the nature of our own reality. Let's consider the idea of scientific research and experimentation. Imagine a simulation that allows researchers to study human behavior in different scenarios, environments, or societal structures. This could involve exploring psychological, social, and even biological aspects of human behavior. Now, let's think about the potential motivations behind running such a simulation. It could be that the entities or programmers behind the simulation are seeking to understand and control human behavior for their own purposes. This could range from manipulating individuals to controlling entire societies. Of course, it's important to note that these are just hypothetical scenarios. The reality is that we should always prioritize ethical and respectful treatment of all individuals, including those in simulations. Remember, it's always important to approach these topics with an open mind and to focus on respect and understanding.
Diving into the fascinating history of AI in music instruments. This field has seen some incredible developments over the years, reflecting the broader evolution of technology in music. So, let's take a look at some key milestones in this field. First up, we have the early experiments with mechanical instruments and automation from the 19th to 20th century. This era saw the birth of player pianos, which used mechanical systems to automate piano playing. Although not AI, these early instruments demonstrated the potential for automation in music. Next, we have the electronic systems that emerged in the mid-20th century. These systems allowed for more precise control and experimentation, paving the way for the development of electronic instruments like synthesizers. Now, we're in the era of advanced AI-driven instruments and software. This technology has revolutionized the way we create, perform, and experience music. From AI-generated compositions to virtual instruments, this field is constantly evolving and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the world of music. So there you have it, a brief overview of the history of AI in music instruments. Did you know that this specialized field is a melting pot of expertise from both academia and industry? It's true. Supercomputer programming involves a diverse range of experts, including those from major research institutions, national laboratories, and tech companies. Now, let's talk about some of the key figures and groups in this field. One of the most notable names is Jack Dongara, a renowned computer scientist who's made significant contributions to numerical algorithms in linear algebra, parallel computing, and high-performance computing. He is one of the key developers of the LIN-Pack benchmarks used to rank supercomputers. He's also one of the key developers of the high-performance computing systems group at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Catherine Yellick is a computer scientist known for her work in parallel programming languages and high-performance computing, particularly with her contributions to the development of the unified parallel C-UP and titanium programming languages. Thomas Sterling is known as one of the fathers of Beowulf clusters, a system of computing that led to the development of modern supercomputers. He has made significant contributions to parallel computing and supercomputing architectures. David Keyes is an expert in scalable algorithms and parallel computing, known for his work in the development of mathematical algorithms that are crucial for high-performance computing. Jeffrey Vetter is a researcher at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, ORNL, where he works on hardware and software systems for extreme-scale computing. His research is central to the development and optimization of supercomputing systems. So, there you have it. Supercomputer programming is a fascinating field that requires a unique blend of expertise from various backgrounds. If you're interested in learning more, be sure to follow and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.